All right. So welcome, Sean, and finally was able to meet you this week and get down. Tell me what would you call that part of town where your studio is?
Grant Park.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And right down there by the zoo, because so in relation, so I don't get down there often, obviously. In relation to EAV, is that just sort north or south of the EAV?
West of it.
West of it. Okay, so it's even more specific.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a cute little area. We just don't get down there much, because we're up here in Tucker. But I was glad to get down there. So I guess go ahead and introduce yourself. How in the world you got into this business and where you're from and everything.
Yeah, my name's Sean Nguyen Hilton. I am an artist and a licensed massage therapist. I just opened queer-focused bodywork company called Horizon Body Massage. And yeah, I've been involved in kind of work in the body my entire life. I started dancing when I was 4 years old. I always wanted to dance when I was a kid and had to wait till 4 to be put into dance classes. Um, and danced all the way through high school. And as I got older, got kind of more serious about my studies and started dancing professionally after high school and was in ballet companies. And then I like to say I just got progressively kind of weirder into more like contemporary, modern, avant-garde sort of practices. Um, and then eventually got my MFA in dance. I worked in higher ed for about 5 years. And then around the time of the pandemic, did a lot of sort of internal work and started to realize that I wanted to be in a space where I could help others with their bodies, not through the sort of like teaching of dance, but in a more sort of hands-on, haha, way. And so I went to massage school and became a massage therapist and now do body work full time. I also have a long history with sort of esoteric practices. So I also read tarot and astrology as well for folks that are interested in that sort of realm of self-care as well. I also run a nonprofit in Atlanta called Fly on a Wall. We're an artist-run platform that focus on process and performance. So we're all artists with dance backgrounds, and we make our own work in sort of various mediums, dance, performance art, music making, poetry, installation, projections. And yeah, we're going into our 10th year, and we also provide programming and support for artists in Atlanta to help support their work and to help other artists with resources.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if you've listened to the other episodes, but I do have an appreciation for you folks that the art side of your brain works, unlike mine, because I can draw a box around stuff and crop images, but beyond that, I mean, literally what you're looking at behind me was a task to even get the logo done and things like that. So
Good job. It's
I do
really
definitely
colorful.
have an yeah. So I do definitely have an appreciation for you folks there. So let's see. And I believe you told me you spent your childhood in the UK. Is that right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in England till I was 12. And then my folks moved to Atlanta in 94 when I was 12 years old. And yeah, so my formative years, sort of like going into my teens, was a real big culture shock moving to the Southeast, coming from a rainy, gray little island in the Atlantic to this sort of like subtropical southern state of Atlanta. So yeah, Atlanta. Although I did once I started dancing professionally, I lived in a lot of different spaces in Texas and Chicago and New York City. And I always swore I would never come back to Atlanta. I was ready to leave it at 18. But then I moved back about 14 years ago. And so Yeah, I kind of have two homes. Atlanta is definitely a home to me, and then sort of my sort of terrestrial, like born home is Preston, England, which is just south of Manchester, north of Manchester, is around Manchester, Liverpool area.
But you didn't get the accent really. I mean, I wouldn't say you have a Southern accent, but there's not really British either. But I'm from South Georgia, and people always struggle with my accent. I can't tell you. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I moved when I was 12, and so like was just going in, to puberty, figuring out that I was queer, and was already kind of like stood out from the norm. And so yeah, I think just my sort of prepubescent brain wanted to fit in, and so I used to practice like reading things with an American accent. And yeah, probably by the time I got into high school, like ninth or 10th grade, I really started to transition into having an American accent. But my accent's really strange, and it does, there are times that sort of British pronunciations come out. Definitely if I'm around my family or if I'm in kind of an emotional emotional state, my accent gets a little sort of strange.
That's so the getting back to the massage business. It's just yourself. Do you have anybody else that works with you there?
No, so I share the space. So we're in Grant Park in the Cafe of Life building, which is right across from the Beacon, which is sort of this uh, development. There's restaurants there, there's a coffee shop, and people might know if you know the Grant Park Farmers Market. That happens in our parking lot every Sunday. And so my partner Brandon, who's also a massage therapist, had been renting a room in that building for a couple of years, and then in January, a larger suite became available, which has two rooms and a little sort of waiting area in the front. And so at that point, I was ready to start my own practice, and so we jumped on that. And so I've been there since January. And I started out on Brandon's books. He runs a company called Be Right Atlanta Sports Massage. So his practice is a little more focused towards sports massage. Um, so I started with him in January, just kind of getting my feet wet, starting to meet clients, and then just recently, a little less than a month ago, I launched my own business and my website and my Instagram page, and yeah, really wanted to, which I knew in school too, when I was in massage therapy school, I wanted to have a massage therapy practice that was queer forward, that was really transparent about being queer owned, and letting queer folks know that it was a space that was aware of queer bodies and queer experiences. Because I think I've had this experience for sure in the past, wanting to get body work, especially when I was dancing a lot. But when you go into those types of environments, as a queer person, you never know sort of what the context is, what the belief systems around the practice is. And because working on a body is a very intimate and can be a very vulnerable experience, I wanted to create an environment where queer folks felt seen and heard. And that they could come in and receive body work and care without having to sort of cognitively navigate whether that was a comfortable and safe space for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some of the stories that you tell there or the experience. I have a friend of mine. I won't quite to give a lot of details, but he's a massage therapist in a state a little bit northern ours. But he has made some interesting posts on social media about, for example, ladies, make sure when you buy your husband a massage that he really knows what he's getting into and things like this. So it's yeah, it's an interesting and there was another experience I had out in Las Vegas once, and there was a guy at one of the big casinos, and he had some very interesting stories about that. But yeah, I wouldn't say that the majority. Actually, do you guys have any statistics? How many folks generally have or have not had any sort of massage in their life?
No,
Just
no,
curious.
no, I haven't looked into that, but that's an interesting, yeah, perspective.
I would guess it's a minority. It's not someone, and I wouldn't say that people typically go. I don't know, weekly or monthly. I know that I don't. It's just whenever looking for relaxation and so forth. But yeah, it's a different experience in all the different situations there.
Yeah, and that's part of what I want to do as well. I'm glad you brought that up. Also to let folks know, especially queer folks, that body work doesn't have to be a luxury, that it doesn't have to be something that you just do every now and again, although that is completely acceptable and fine. But again, being in a profession that involved my body my entire life, I understood the value of it. And I think now too, especially with the growth of technology and a lot more folks working from home, and interacting with computer screens or phone screens a lot, I think there is increased sort of disconnection from the body, right? And as an artist, a spiritual person, and a body worker, I understand the benefits of integrating your mind into your body and remembering that we are a physical being and that this body has needs, and one of those is for a touch, and B, for the muscles to be cared for, and to that massage spans all of these things, right? So we can talk about sports massage, where it's maybe folks that are more athletic or are working with their bodies a lot. There's therapeutic massage that helps heal, that helps mobility and stretching and functionality in the muscles as well. And then there's, let's say, prenatal massage, where folks are pregnant and they need relief from various sort of like muscular or body system stuff that happens while you are pregnant, and massage can help with that as well. So massage really spans this sort of large spectrum of what it can do for your body. And part of what I do at Horizon Body is really connect with folks on that and ask them, what are your goals? Why are you here? And how can I help sort of, move that along for you?
Yeah, for sure. As far as your customers, do they live in that area? Is it all over town? Where do folks typically come to see you from?
It varies. Recently I've been doing a big push on the Nextdoor app, I think it's called. So I definitely network with folks in Grant Park. I have a couple of regulars that live in the neighborhood that literally walk across to the practice. But then I have folks that travel specifically to see me from Buckhead up through Roswell, and down south of the city, College Park. So yeah, it really depends. It really kind of depends, A, how people hear about me, and then B, once they've experienced the work with me, if they want to come back, then if they live a little further, they're more willing to travel, because I think that's also another key thing for massage therapy, is because it can be intimate and vulnerable. If someone comes and connects to the work or connects to me and how I do things, they're more likely to continue to develop that relationship with me, because it's easier to sort of develop what you know versus just kind of picking a random massage person that's maybe close to you, versus going traveling a little bit further, but knowing the kind of quality of the work or the sort of safety of the experience that you're going towards.
Yeah. So I was just curious if you had any specials, events coming up. You mentioned the farmers market, so I won't assume, but maybe you have appointments. While the farmers market is there, come see me first and shop while you're, and then maybe you'll spend more money if you are relaxed when you leave the massage too. Right? But any events coming up and down in the area by chance that you know?
Well, a couple of answers to that question. I just did a pop-up little massage. I was doing 20-minute sports massage at Team Liz Smash, which is an LGBTQ plus gym, a weight training gym in East Atlanta. It's in the basement of the Eastside Church, which is on Moreland. They kind of have a prominent like street-facing facade. So that was really fantastic. Big shout out to Liz Smash. If you're a queer person in the city and looking for weight training, or for a gym that is inclusive and is body positive, I highly recommend Liz Smash. And so that went really well. I'm talking to her about perhaps making that a regular thing and doing that more. Um, as you said, the Grant Park Farmers Market is on Sundays. It's a fabulous market. So much great produce comes into that market from local farms. And it's also just a really wonderful community event. There's always live music. There's a lot of people around. It's a really lovely, like, Sunday morning thing if you like to do that kind of like sort of community connection on Sundays. And I work over the weekends. So if it's something you want to try out and visit, then it's really convenient because, like I said, my practice is right in that building. And then right now I'm offering $10 off any service. So first time visit, you get $10 off, and that is for any of my massage practices or any of my readings that involve tarot and astrology. Um, and that's all that I have going on right now. And I'm continuing to reach out to queer folks, queer organizations like yourself. Thank you so much for doing this. This is awesome. This is what I planned for the summer, was just to really get out there and let people know I'm here, I'm around, what I'm about, and just connect with people over this like real desire to help folks with their bodies. And I
Yeah.
should say too that
It,
go ahead.
Go ahead. You had the
Just
you had the
that
floor.
even though my practice is queer focused and queer centered, the practice is open to anyone and everyone that respects and honors queer experiences. So that is another thing that I really believe in is while body work is for everyone, I really don't want to work with folks that are actively trying to keep queer people down. And so it's truly for anyone that understands that queer people exist and honors queer experiences. So yeah, you don't have to be queer to come and get body work.
And then speaking of, because it's timely, Father's Day is Sunday, so
Oh
there
yeah.
could be some dads out there that you don't have a gift purchased yet. I'm sure you'd be willing to sell them a gift certificate.
Absolutely. Come on down. And it's on a Sunday, so farmers market and then come over.
Yeah. So how can folks find you? Is you got a phone number, website, etc.?
Yeah, so you can find me under Horizon Body Massage. Just type that into the internet, into Google, and you'll find it. But my website is horizonbodymassage.com. Email is horizonbodymassage@gmail. And then my Instagram handle is Horizon Body Massage. And in my Instagram bio, there's links to booking all throughout there as well. But the website, I made the website really easy to navigate. The booking button is right on the home page, and right on the home page, you can read a little bit about me and where I'm from and why I'm doing this work. And then it just links directly to booking. So it's super simple to find and super simple to book. My number's on there as well, my phone number. And so I encourage people, if they're having difficulty booking or not finding an appointment that suits them, that they're free to either text me or email me, and I'll definitely help walk them through that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the IT person in me, with the whole, live schedule, you may not know what your schedule tomorrow is, but, over the next 4 or 5 hours or tomorrow morning, you have some blocks of time. So it's nice to be able to immediately see and sync up, with folks like you or, doctor's appointments. It's so nice just to have that scheduling experience instead of calling. Do you get a person? Is there a voicemail? Is there the phone tag back and forth? That's not fun. It's 2024. Use technology.
Absolutely. And I use Acuity scheduling, which is really user friendly to me. And you can book anywhere up to an hour before your appointment. So even if day of, you're like, you know what, I want an appointment in an hour and a half, you're still going to be able to, if there's an appointment available, you're going to be able to book all the way up until an hour before.
Yeah.
And that's
I think this
360.
is great. Yeah,
So if you're like
all year long. Yeah.
7 months, I know I want a massage, then you can go ahead and book 7 months in advance also.
Or I don't even know what I'm doing in 7 months.
Same.
That'll be 2025, right? But,
Yeah.
all right. Well, any other topics or anything you want to get on the episode here?
Gosh. No, other than to say that if folks are watching this and you just want to reach out and you've never had massage work done before, or you're curious about it, but you're not sort of confident enough to book an appointment, I say feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk you through it. If you don't really know like what the sort of standard practice of massage is or like what to expect when you come into a massage, I'm more than happy to talk to you about that and, let you know. And whether that means you come down to the space and I meet you and we have a little chat, or if we hop on the phone or Zoom or something, I'm more than happy to help people, especially those that have never gotten body work before, but think that they might want to. I'm more than happy to connect with folks over that and to help sort of familiarize themselves with that so that it doesn't feel kind of scary or just kind of unknown. So I'm please, yeah. Like I said, you can find me throughout the interwebs, and feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to connect with you over any questions you might have.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Sean, for joining today, and we'll see what I do want to try to get down to that part of town a little more. I'll say cute, for lack of a better term,
Yeah,
down in that part of
lovely.
town.
And the park, Grant Park is right there. It's super walkable. It's a really nice, especially this time of year. It's really lovely to kind of just wander around that neighborhood.
All right. Well, hold tight, and we'll get this recorded out there.
Thank you.